Imagine a car brand you've never heard of. It has no history in your country, no decades of built-up loyalty. Now, imagine that same brand walking into one of the most competitive car markets on Earth, and within a single year, completely crushing established giants like Ford, Nissan, and Kia. It didn't just compete, it dominated the sales charts. This isn't a theory, it just happened in the UK. And right now, the first units have officially touched down in Toronto. The car is the Jaecoo J7. It looks like a $60,000 European luxury SUV. It's packed with technology that German brands charge thousands extra for, and it's priced to terrify Western automakers. But is it actually any good? Or is this just a cheap illusion masking serious flaws? Welcome to EV Drive. Today, we're cutting through the hype to give you the brutal, realistic analysis of the Jaecoo J7. Will it survive a brutal Canadian winter? Will it hold its value? And should Western automakers be panicking? Let's find out. Let's address the elephant in the room. Online, people are calling this the Temu Range Rover. And frankly, Jaecoo isn't exactly running away from the comparison. It features a similar floating roofline, the exact same motorized pop-out door handles, and a hidden rear wiper tucked neatly under the rear spoiler. But buyers aren't laughing. They're wearing that nickname like a badge of honor. Why? Because of what you get for the price. Step inside and the value proposition hits you hard. In a market where a Honda CR-V or a Volkswagen Tiguan will nickel and dime you for every modern convenience, the J7 comes fully loaded as standard. You are looking at a massive 14.8-inch central touchscreen powered by a high-end Qualcomm chip, a crisp digital driver display, a head-up display projected directly onto the windshield. It gets better. A full-length panoramic sunroof that actually opens, ventilated seats for the summer, a heated steering wheel for the winter, and a 50-watt wireless charging pad with its own dedicated air conditioning vent so your phone doesn't overheat. On a top-spec European SUV, you are looking at $5,000 to $7,000 in option packages to get this equipment. Here, it's just included. But flashy screens and ventilated seats don't mean a thing when it's minus 20 degrees in February. Canadian buyers care about survival, range, and reliability. So, how does the powertrain hold up to our geography? The model generating the most anticipation for Canada is the plug-in hybrid, or PHEV. It pairs a 1.5-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with an 18 kilowatt-hour battery pack and an electric motor. Combined, it pushes out a very healthy 279 horsepower. Jaecoo claims around 90 kilometres of pure electric range. Now, let's do a realistic Canadian range calculation. In the dead of winter, EV battery efficiency drops by roughly 30 to 40%. That 90 kilometres will realistically shrink to around 50 or 60 kilometres when the cabin heater is blasting. But this is exactly why the PHEV setup is the ultimate bridge technology for the Canadian market. When the battery depletes, you aren't stranded looking for a broken fast charger in a blizzard. The gas engine seamlessly takes over. Furthermore, because the car features a standard heated steering wheel and heated seats, you can rely less on the energy-draining cabin air heater, preserving your electric range. It takes the anxiety out of winter driving while still allowing you to commute on pure electricity 80% of the year. So it looks premium and the hybrid math makes sense. But how does it actually drive? This is where the cracks start to show and where the budget price tag reveals itself. If you're expecting the refined, planted, heavy feel of a BMW X3, you need to recalibrate your expectations. Around the city, it's highly capable. The transition between electric and gas power is incredibly smooth. The brakes are surprisingly natural, which is often a massive weak point in hybrid cars due to regenerative braking. In fact, in independent testing, the J7 stops from 100 kilometers an hour in a shorter distance than a Range Rover Evoque. But take it on a rough, uneven back road and the suspension feels unsettled and jiggly. The steering is incredibly light and lacks communication. It feels vague at higher speeds. Then there are the active safety systems. The lane keeping assist and the driver attention monitor are violently sensitive. It will ping and alert you for simply glancing at the navigation screen. You can turn these systems off, but you have to dive into a sub-menu on the touchscreen every single time you start the car. It is an annoyance you will have to tolerate. It is a car built strictly for comfortable cruising, not for canyon carving. Despite these dynamic flaws, the Jaecoo J7 went straight to the top of the sales charts in the UK. Why? Because the parent company, Chery, understands exactly why the modern car buyer is frustrated.
Chery is not a startup. They have been China's largest auto exporter for 22 consecutive years. They possess massive, terrifying manufacturing scale. When they enter a market, they don't do waiting lists. After years of Western and Japanese brands telling customers they have to wait 12 to 18 months for a RAV4 Prime or a hybrid Hyundai, Jaecoo arrives with stock sitting on the ground. You walk in, you sign, you drive home. When you combine immediate availability with aggressive lease rates that undercut the competition by hundreds of dollars a month, suddenly, slightly vague steering doesn't seem to matter to the average family. So, will the Jaecoo J7 succeed in Canada? The realistic answer is yes, but with a massive caveat. The product is undeniably strong for the price. The technology is top tier. The PHEV system is exactly what our winters demand. And the global 7-year, 160,000-kilometer warranty offers serious peace of mind. But there are still critical, unanswered questions. We don't know long-term reliability yet. We don't know how the residual resale values will hold up after 5 years of Canadian road salt and snow. And the dealer and service network is still in its infancy. If you need a part, will it be there the next day? That is the gamble. But let's be honest, Western brands have gotten too comfortable and their cars have gotten far too expensive. The Jaecoo J7 is a wake-up call. It proves that premium features and electric capability shouldn't be locked behind a luxury paywall. It's not a perfect car, but it is a disruptive one. And in a market desperate for affordable options, disruption is exactly what we need. What do you think? Are you ready to park a Chinese EV in your driveway, or are you sticking with the established brands? Let me know in the comments below. Keep driving, keep evolving. This is EV. So, the Jaecoo J7 looks incredible on paper and brings a lot to the table. But before you make your final verdict, you need to see this. We have to answer the most important question of all. How does it actually hold up in a serious impact? Here is the unedited safety test footage.